This is the TM132 MS-Mastering Compressor from German manufacturer adt-audio. This piece is an absolute monster. It has features more than even my stem child here, my tube compressor, the stem 670 MK2 mastering version, 5 rack units high. It doesn't have that much feet. But what's going on here? It doesn't have that much features than this one. That's what I was gonna say. And if I'm right, even the Elysia Alpha mastering compressor doesn't have that many features than this little thing. So I'm gonna sit down now and read you the list of all the features because I've written it down. I couldn't keep it in mind. It's just too much.
Just push play.
All right, here we go with the list of all the features of the TM132 MS-Mastering Compressor from adt-audio in Germany. The features are in-out matrix, weight, balance, crest, threshold, attack, release, ratio, gain-out manual, long-term internal second release like a program-dependent release, knee, envelope, hue, fill, color, gain reduction maximum, autogain, stereo width enhancement, elliptical EQ, and finally a physical sidechain insert, just in case you want to insert an equalizer for taking out some of the triggering frequency out of the triggering circuit of the compressor. You might have guessed that this thing alone doesn't play music. It needs a frame. These frames are custom made by adt-audio, and we have two versions. One time the horizontal version, which I use, but there's also a vertical version with 3 rack units high. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fix it, insert it into its frame. This is a little bit finicky and you have to be really careful. You have to hit 2 of the plugs in there, plug boxes in there. Yeah, works. First take. So now tighten the screws, make it sit really secure. Right on. And now I'm switching on the power supply, which is really easy because there's a long piece of metal, a long switch of metal standing out, so I can do it with my foot by just lifting it. So watch out here. All right, here we go. So everything is prepared. I have set everything to 0 except for the threshold. I'm going to work for demonstration purposes at a -20 dB threshold so you can hear better what's going on. I mean, a lot of times you hear the effect only if you really push it hard. I mean, like going up with the ratio. I normally do a ratio of 2:1 for mastering. Really moderate, that's most of the time enough. But whatsoever, we gonna hear what's going to happen. All right, I have prepared the first track here in Pro Tools. It's called Forever Girl. It's from Mario Ramos and myself. And it's already out quite a time. The album is called Number One. Ramos number 1. The song is called Forever Girl, and let's listen to how it sounds without anything. The ratio here is on 0, so it shouldn't do anything. I run the song and later on I'm gonna engage the compressor. Okay.
You're like a butterfly.
can see that there are peaks, there are transients here, so the use of compressor would make sense, absolutely. Okay, keep on playing. And I'm gonna slowly dial in the ratio. Watch the scale here, the little meter, the LED meters, and see what happens. Aha! Oh, something very important. I first go not on automatic gain, makeup gain. I go on manual makeup gain. So the more we compressing it, the more it will get quiet, of course. But you can make up with this manual output. But let's first try to compress it. So I go to a 2:1 ratio. I'm on -20 with the threshold. So this is really pretty low. Normally I go on -8, but just for demonstration purposes, I stay there. Okay. This is with compression. This is without. And of course, without is much louder because we're compressing. And I didn't make up the gain, but that's what I'm going to do now. Without. Compressor in. No gain makeup. Now. Without. Okay, let me stop it for a moment. Now you might say, well, there's not a lot of difference. And yeah, that's because we're on the same low, we're gain matched. And you have to listen carefully. Then even though it's not a higher volume now with the compression, it's got more density and there's more glue in it. And I really want to point out again, we are on the smallest attack available. This is 0.05 milliseconds. I mean, this is really, really lightning fast, and all the rest, the release is very fast. No second release here, you know. And just one more run through so you can hear the higher density the signal has. Okay. So, I mean, we are compressing 60 dB already, and stop it. We are compressing 60 dB at the moment. This is a lot, and it doesn't sound squashed. I mean, even with the fastest attack and release time, the compressor doesn't damage the material. I mean, this is so incredible. But now, what I would do, I'm going to dial back the manual makeup gain, and I go to auto gain. And this is the setting most of the time I'm using. And I have to explain a little bit about this auto gain. It's not what we are used from plugins, because the plugins are totally accurately dialing back the loudness to the original of the track, even you're compressing and everything, just to give you an exact comparison. It's not the same here. I have to say that this compressor functions more like we know from a maximizer. Let's say the Waves L2. the lower you draw the threshold, the louder the signal gets. And it's a little bit similar here, but it gives you the impression, what are you doing? I mean, yeah, you're gaining loudness, so if the signal gets louder, you can clearly hear if you're over compressing, if the signal gets squashed whatsoever. So let me show you that. I leave it on this relatively moderate settings and start without the compressor, and then I switch it on with the autogain, and you will hear a jump in loudness.
You're like a butterfly, and whenever you smile, you take me high with you.
It's not tremendous, it's not really heavy, because we're on a relatively moderate setting. And like with most of compressors, the effect shows more the stronger you compress. So what I can do now, I dial the ratio up to 3:1. Let's listen.
Of your eyes, I'm caught in between,
That's more of a difference, huh?
softly wild. A kiss
Okay, I guess you can hear it now. So, let me stop for a moment. So let's say we're compressing this high with a 3:1 ratio, and you say, well, okay, but then sounds too compressed. Fair enough. This little button comes into play at that point. This is the high pass called envelope here. ADT Audio calls it envelope. And what you can do is take out the bass range out of the triggering circuit for the compressor, and up to 120 Hertz. That means the powerful bass range is not triggering the compressor all the time. And that leads to more clarity in the bass range, more punch, and only the signals above 120 are compressed. So I'm going to demonstrate how that sounds.
You're like a butterfly.
This is without the envelope.
And whenever you smile,
So now I start dialing in, and watch this little LED. We're in the yellow range at the moment, and watch out, the more I turn up the envelope, the less we get compression, and goes more into the green range.
you make darkness a light. Yes, you do. With that shine of green.
So with no envelope, it stays in the yellow range all the time. And the more I dial in, it goes back and stays in the green range. Means less compression.
Softly wild. A kiss of a star.
Okay, now you might say, this is even still too much compression. Then this next green trim pot comes into play. This is the fill button. The fill means it is adding from the original signal to the compressed signal. This is comparable with parallel compression, but not exactly like the New York compression style, where you have your original track and on a second track you have a totally compressed, totally squashed signal that you add from below to your original signal. And what it does is it fills up from below. So without squashing any transients, it fills the signal up from below. The quieter parts get louder. This is a very open sounding type of compression, but this is just the other way around. You have your compressed signal here, and you start adding more of the original uncompressed signal. So you can get back attacks, punch, and whatsoever. Let's listen to it.
You're like a butterfly, and whenever you smile, you take me high with you. You make darkness a light. Yes, you do.
Without?
That shine of your eyes, I'm caught in between, softly wild.
With this material, it is pretty subtle still, but now
Kiss of a
let's disengage the whole compressor.
on a dusty
I know it's not gain match, but I just want to show you what you can achieve in a really short time.
pure and calm. No one needs to know.
And let's say this is still not enough loudness gain. You still have the manual makeup gain, which you can use in addition to the auto gain. I'm gonna demonstrate.
Forever I'm yours. Let us forget the world
Let's see if Pro Tools is already peaking.
so that I can wish for more.
Oh, not really. Okay, let's see. I have the only effect I have is a little L2 compression. Yeah, but there's no gain reduction here. So we're gaining already really a lot loudness. Okay. So most of the time I don't go this high. I stay something like here with the fill, or something like around 10 o'clock whatsoever. Now, just as we were listening to the saxophone solo, let's say you want that saxophone solo to get a little bit more grip, more bite. Then this next button come into play. This is the color button. That's basically harmonics. It's saturation. It adds harmonics to the signal. And Gerd Jüngling, the inventor of all this, he wouldn't be Gerd if he had not given you 3 ways to apply this saturation. You can apply it only to the mid signal. You can then apply it only to the side signal. Very interesting effect. And of course, you can apply it to both. So, since now this sax solo is located right in the middle, I'm gonna go to M, middle, and then we are dialing in some harmonics, but I'm going to go back here. I don't leave it as loud as it was. Okay, but still on the ratio of 3. And let's see how the sax solo sounds if I dial in saturation. Of course, gets more obvious if I apply the saturation to mid and side, which I'm gonna do now. Let's start from the sax solo again. Fully clockwise, this is just too much. I just do it for demonstration so you can hear better what it's doing. I usually stay maybe at 12 or also at 10.
Don't stay close. We got so much to share. And I promise you, I'll be always there. So turn on the lights and stars.